Have you ever felt the sting of betrayal from someone you trusted, only to realize later that your kindness had been taken advantage of? For those walking a spiritual path, especially for the chosen one, the pain of being exploited in relationships can be particularly deep. It is not just about a betrayal of trust. It's a violation of the sacred nature of their being. Those on a divine mission are often sensitive, empathetic, and open-hearted, but these very qualities can make them vulnerable to manipulation and misuse. In this video, we will explore the signs of exploitation that the chosen one must be aware of in their relationships. We will discuss the importance of setting boundaries, understanding the motivations of others, and the need to protect one's emotional and spiritual well-being. By recognizing these signs and taking proactive steps to address them, the chosen can ensure that their relationships are aligned with their higher purpose and divine mission. The pain of exploitation. When trust is misused, have you ever given your time, energy, and resources to someone, only to realize that they were never truly interested in you, but only in what you could provide? The pain of exploitation is deeply felt, especially by those who are sensitive to others' needs. For the chosen one, this form of betrayal is even more painful because it involves a breach of trust and the misuse of their goodwill. When their kindness and generosity are taken for granted or manipulated for selfish gain, the chosen often feel deeply hurt and disillusioned. This kind of exploitation can take many forms: emotional, financial, or even spiritual. It may not always be obvious at first, but over time, the chosen may begin to sense that the relationship is one-sided, built on their willingness to give without receiving the same level of respect or care in return. Recognizing this exploitation early can help protect the chosen from further harm and ensure they can heal and realign with their higher mission. The importance of boundaries. Guarding your sacred space. How can you protect yourself from others who seek to take advantage of your kindness? One of the most essential tools for the chosen one is the ability to set clear and firm boundaries. Boundaries are not just about protecting one's physical space, but about safeguarding emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Without healthy boundaries, the chosen may find themselves giving endlessly, draining their energy and resources without receiving the respect or reciprocity they deserve. Setting boundaries helps prevent continuous exploitation in future relationships. It allows the chosen to define what is acceptable behavior and what crosses the line. Boundaries are not a form of punishment, but a way to ensure that relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding. When the chosen recognize the importance of boundaries, they can protect their sacred mission from the negative influence of toxic or exploitative individuals rooted in self-interest. Understanding the motivations of exploiters. Have you ever been in a relationship where it seemed like the other person was more interested in what they could gain from you than in you as a person? Those who exploit others often do so out of unresolved personal issues, selfish motives, or an inherent need to feed their own emotional or financial desires. Whether driven by a need for comfort, financial gain, or emotional validation, these individuals use the chosen as a means to fulfill their own needs at the expense of the chosen's well-being. Recognizing these motivations is key to understanding when a relationship is based on self-interest rather than mutual care. Exploiters may disguise their intentions behind a facade of friendship or love, but their actions will eventually reveal their true nature. By recognizing these signs early, the chosen can protect themselves and prevent further exploitation. Emotional awareness. Recognizing exploitative patterns. How do you know when someone's actions are truly out of love and concern versus when they are simply taking advantage of your good nature? Emotional awareness is a vital tool for the chosen to identify when they are being exploited. By paying close attention to the dynamics of the relationship, the chosen can begin to discern the underlying motivations of others. Are they truly invested in your well-being, or are they only interested in what they can get from you? When the chosen are emotionally aware, they can identify patterns of exploitation early on. whether it's constant demands for time, energy, or resources, or subtle manipulations that make the chosen feel guilty for not giving more. Recognizing these patterns allows the chosen to take proactive steps to protect themselves and ensure that their relationships are based on mutual respect, disregard for time. A clear sign of exploitation: do you find yourself constantly putting others' needs before your own, with little regard for your own time or spiritual journey? When others consistently disregard the chosen one's schedule or time, it signals a lack of respect and an imbalance in the relationship. Time is a precious resource, and the chosen are often guided by a higher purpose that requires their attention and focus. When others demand time without giving back or respecting the chosen's needs, it becomes a sign of exploitation. Exploitation often occurs when others take the chosen's time for granted, expecting them to prioritize their needs over their own. Must learn to recognize these behaviors and take steps to protect their time, ensuring that they can continue their spiritual journey without unnecessary distractions or manipulations. Financial exploitation. When requests for help become one-sided, have you ever been asked for money repeatedly without any intention of repayment? Financial exploitation is one of the most obvious forms of manipulation. Constant requests for financial help without a genuine desire to reciprocate or support the chosen in return can quickly become a drain on their resources. While the chosen are often generous and willing to help others, it is essential to recognize when these requests are no longer about mutual care, but about exploitation. Financial exploitation occurs when others use the chosen's resources for their own benefit without offering anything in return. Must be vigilant and discerning when it comes to financial matters, understanding that their generosity should not be abused. Setting boundaries around finances and being cautious about whom they choose to support can help the chosen avoid being taken advantage of. Self-centered behavior. The contradiction to empathy: do you often find that the people around you are more focused on their own needs than on your well-being? Exploitative individuals tend to be self-centered, prioritizing their needs over those of others. This behavior is in direct contrast to the chosen one's natural tendency toward empathy and mutual care. While the chosen may be focused on supporting others, they must be cautious of those who seek to take advantage of their generosity without giving back. Self-centered behavior is a hallmark of exploitation. These individuals may appear caring on the surface, but are primarily interested in fulfilling their own needs at the expense of the chosen. Recognizing this pattern early allows the chosen to protect themselves and set boundaries to ensure that their relationships remain healthy and balanced. Lack of genuine attention. When relationships are about personal gain, have you ever felt that someone was only interested in you when they needed something and indifferent when you were in need? A lack of genuine attention or emotional connection is a clear sign that the relationship may be driven by personal gain rather than genuine care. Exploitative individuals often show little interest in the chosen's life, struggles, or achievements, focusing instead on what they can get from the relationship. When the chosen realize that others are not truly invested in their emotional well-being, they can take steps to protect themselves from further exploitation. Genuine relationships are built on mutual respect and emotional connection, not on what one person can gain from the other. Conditional love, a manipulative and unbalanced relationship, is the love or affection you receive from others conditional on what you can offer them. Conditional love is a form of manipulation that undermines the authenticity of a relationship. When affection or friendship is based on what the chosen can give or provide, it creates an unbalanced dynamic that ultimately harms the chosen. Relationships should be built on genuine care, not on the expectation of receiving something in return. Recognizing conditional love is crucial for the chosen to protect their emotional and spiritual well-being. By understanding that true love and affection should not be dependent on what one person can offer, the chosen can set healthy boundaries and ensure that their relationships are aligned with their higher purpose. The need for self-care and protection. Nurturing healthy relationships. How can the chosen ensure that their relationships are healthy, supportive, and aligned with their spiritual mission? The key lies in self-care and protection. By being proactive in identifying harmful behaviors, setting boundaries, and, if necessary, ending relationships that do not support their spiritual journey, the chosen can protect themselves from exploitation and ensure that their energy is directed toward relationships that nurture their growth. Fostering respectful, supportive connections allows the chosen to align their relationships with their higher purpose. These relationships should be built on mutual respect, care, and understanding, not manipulation or exploitation. By nurturing relationships that are supportive and aligned with their spiritual mission, the chosen can continue their journey with strength and clarity. Conclusion: protecting your divine mission.